Thank you very much, Linda.
You're
and
welcome.
and thank you all for being here. Good evening. I am Kathy McClendon, Zeta chapter and the current board chairman. And you know that this is Building the Future with ADSOEF breakout session. We are imagining that we're sitting around in a living room conversing with you. So make sure that you are comfortable and that you have your evening beverage with you. But we're going to have a toast later on, and we want you to save a sip. So if it's water in your glass, just have the sip ready for later, okay? Presenting with me is Dr. Norma Kirby. Norma, there she is, and Kern-Lazear. And there she is. And then the rest of the directors are going to pipe in too, and I'll introduce them in a minute. So we're here to have fun, to share. We want to listen to you. We hope you listen to what we have to say too. And we want you to find some things that are going to help you to be as active as you want to be, but to be active in your foundation. You can write your questions or comments to everyone, you know that. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce all the directors, including our new directors. I'm not sure that I saw everybody here, but, you know, watch and you might see some of them waving. So I'll introduce them by order, by last name in alpha order, because there's no special order to us. First of all, one of our directors is Debbie Frazier. She's a brand new director, and she is a current member of the Donor Relations Committee. So welcome, Debbie. Dr. Lois Harkins, Alpha Lambda, and she is our new treasurer, newly elected, but she's also been the interim treasurer. Millie Holzer, Beta Zeta chapter. She's a newly elected director and currently the interim finance chairman. Dr. Norma Kirby, Alpha Delta, a newly elected director, but she's been here a long time. She was the first chairman and she is in for a second term. Diana Kirkpatrick, your hostess tonight, Alpha Delta, is completing her term as director through appointment because of her position as OSO president the past 2 years. And that's the way we had the bylaws written, you know, up till right now. Kern-Lazear, Gamma Phi, is a current director completing a 4-year term, and she is currently acting as the governance committee chairman. Betty Monahan, Beta Lambda, she's completing her 4-year term as director. She had served as finance chairman, and now she's donor relations chairman. I've already introduced myself. I'm completing my 4-year term as a director. Judith Rank, I don't know that I saw her pop in, but maybe she's here. Is she here? Good. Gamma. And she is a newly elected director. I'm sure she's just chomping at the bit, ready to go here. Sandy Royer, Delta Kappa. She's a current director completing a 4-year term and currently acting as our wonderful fundraising chairman. Marilyn Slusser, you all know her, Delta Kappa chapter, newly elected director for a second term, just like Norma. And she is currently our scholarship chairman, and I think forever our scholarship chairman, a wonderful scholarship chairman. Christine Snoddy is a newly elected director.
Hi.
She is the current chairman of our Educational Services Committee. And she is a chairman of that committee, was a chairman of that committee as a non-director. Jackie Face-Birch, Alpha Upsilon, is a current director and in the middle of her second term. So she is a very long serving director also. She is serving as our marketing chairman. And then Debbie Cantor. Welcome, Debbie. Delta Epsilon. She is our OSO president for the 2021-23 term, and she will be invited to serve as ex officio non-voting member of the ADSOEF board through her term as OSO president. You'll get your letter soon, Debbie. Now, we want to know who you are. So let's put ourselves on gallery view again, just briefly. Gallery view, there we go. Okay, gallery view, and I want to see some hands here.
What happened to Kathy?
Who else?
You're breaking up, Kathy. We didn't hear a word you said.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It froze. The screen froze.
Oh, I'm sorry. It must be my connection. I'm in the country and I don't always have a good connection. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm asking you ladies to show me by show of hands who has ever been a chapter officer. Yeah. Okay, good. And how about a committee chairman? How about a chapter representative? How many chapter representatives? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me look over here.
A chapter representative of what?
ADSOEF chapter representative. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I was the last chairman before it became a foundation.
Okay.
A. Margaret Boyd.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. All right. We're just trying to get to know you too. See, do we have some new DKG members attending? Some that, by new, I mean have joined DKG in the last, say, 2 years. Do we have any newbies? I'm scrolling through my screens. I'm not seeing them right now. If you're new, unmute yourself and tell us. Okay. I guess we're all the old fogies. Okay. How about, did you attend our foundation annual meeting on April 8th? If you did, raise your hand. Okay, thank you very much. We really appreciate that. And did you attend the OSO convention, including the wonderful birthday luncheon? Yay! All right, good. Lots of people did. That's great. Okay. Do you hear about the foundation at your regular chapter meetings from your chapter rep? That is a question that we would really like to know. If you do, can you go to your reactions and give us a thumbs up? Do a thumbs up. Okay, 1, 2. All right, we're gonna, oh, good. That's wonderful. That's good. Glad to see that. We're glad the chapter representatives for ADSOEF are something new that we decided to use to try to communicate better with our members, with you. Okay, let's go back to speaker view. Okay, everybody there? Now I am going to invite you just to sit back and join in the conversation. And I will try to get my outline up on the screen. Let's see if I can share screen here. Okay. Do you see that? Okay, this is the basic outline of what we're going to talk about this evening. Remembering the past, that is our history. Norma's going to share some about our history with us. Understanding the present, what our status is as a foundation. Finding joy in volunteering, the work of our foundation. Some of our committee chairmen or committee members, if you're here, can talk about what you do on your committee, what you actually do to help ADSOEF raise the funds to support excellence in education. And then we want to find out what your vision might be for the future. Okay, so that could also, this could also be the outline, just a brief history, our legal definition and mission, ways to be involved, and how to support the future of the foundation. So I will quit sharing. Uh-oh, stop share. There we go. I did it. Yay. Norma, are you ready to share with us about the history?
I sure am. Thank you, Kathy.
Good, good.
Well, we often hear there is no need to dwell on the past. What really matters is the future. Some even say that history is boring. Well, I have a little joke, and that won't be boring. What was the atmosphere like when the past, present, and future walked into history class? Anybody have an idea? It was tense. Past, present, future, tense. I'm sorry, I thought it was pretty funny.
Yes, it was.
Understanding the past is a powerful tool for shaping the future. With that in mind, I would like to share a little history of the foundation. Alpha Delta State, Ohio, now OSO, was the originator of the Alpha Delta State, Ohio Educational Foundation. Discussion about a foundation began in earnest during the 2011-2013 biennium, but the possibility had been broached way earlier than that. Over the years, several members of the leadership team had attended workshops at international conventions about the benefits of a foundation and the process of creating one. They were motivated by the fact that other state organizations had created and benefited from foundations. Since so many of the things we did with our funds, other than A. Margaret Boyd Overseas Fellowships, could come under the 501c3 umbrella, we believed we should investigate the creation of a foundation in order to better reflect what we do with the funds. We were also encouraged by the fact that we had money to start a foundation. Some foundations begin with nothing or very little at all. We also wanted to offer our donors the opportunity to make tax-deductible contributions and direct them to any of the funds that would fall under the 501c3 category. There wasn't any one person that was responsible for the idea for the incorporation. It was a group effort of the ADS leadership over the course of several bienniums. It was an idea that gained strength as knowledge of the foundation increased and some leaders became aware and involved. Now I'm going to see if I can show my screen as well as Kathy did. Okay, here is a very simple timeline of the history of the foundation. Several Alpha Delta State members were involved with other 501c3 organizations, and they realized that Alpha Delta
Norma?
State, yes,
Yeah. Is your timeline supposed to be showing up?
yes,
It's not.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Let me try again. I hit share screen.
There it is.
Okay, it helps when you hit share. Okay, several Alpha Delta State members were involved with other 501c3 organizations, and they realized that we had the potential to create a foundation or expand the existing A. Margaret Boyd Overseas Foundation to include all of the work that we are doing that was actually under the 501c3 category. An ad hoc committee was appointed by State President Patricia Cermak during the 2015-17 biennium, and that was for the purpose of considering the formation of a foundation or expanding the A.M. Boyd Foundation that was formed in 1981. Members of the 2017 State Convention did authorize the establishment of Alpha Delta State Ohio Educational Foundation. They elected 7 members as directors and appointed 3 members for the first board of directors. The A. Margaret Boyd Overseas Foundation was renamed Alpha Delta State Ohio Educational Foundation. The Enabling Act and the Articles of Incorporation were also signed in April of 2017 to allow that to happen. We are now recognized as a nonprofit 501c3 organization, and we officially began operation on July 1st, 2017. As a 501c3 charity, we provide funding for activities that support professional and personal growth of educators and promote educational excellence for Ohio students. Currently, the foundation is managed by 10 elected directors from OSO and ADSOEF. They serve 2-year staggered terms. The first election was in March of 2017 at the State Convention General Session. The terms of each of the first elected board members was determined in a very, very official way. We drew straws. The board of directors elect a chairman, a vice chairman, a secretary, and a treasurer. Beginning with this next biennium, 21-23, the OSO president will serve as an ex officio non-voting member of the board. The official logo, which is our visual identity, was designed by Heather Storr of Alpha Chi chapter, and it was revealed at our very first annual meeting in 2018. In addition, the bylaws were approved at the annual meeting in 2018. Those bylaws clearly state that all members of OSO are also members of ADSOEF, and no membership fee is required to be a member of the foundation. In the first biennium of its existence, the board of directors updated bylaws, which we still continue to do, create policies and procedures, inform chapters and members about the benefits they can get through the foundation. We raised funds, we awarded scholarships, grants, fellowships, we funded projects, and supported leadership and lifelong learning of both members and non-members. Thereby, we contributed value to the lives of teachers, graduate students, pre-service teachers, and students of all ages. The generous support of the members has made ADSOEF fund the future of excellence in education. And I wanted to take the opportunity, because I looked up all these fun jokes, to share another history joke with you. Why was the archaeologist so sad? Well, He was sad because his life was in ruins.
Oh,
I did see a couple of smiles. Okay,
no.
I'm going to give you one more. Why did,
Norma, we need to see your face to do this. You
pardon?
want to, yeah, we need to see your face. When you
Okay,
ask us the joke. There you go.
okay. Why did the mummy go on vacation? Because he wanted to unwind.
Oh,
So, does anybody have any questions about the history of the foundation? I would try to answer them. So could the other directors. Okay, thank you very much.
mhm. All right, very good. There are no questions. Norma, is that a Ruthven print behind you? That's a question for you.
Yes, that is a Ruthven print.
Ruthven, okay, very good.
Yes.
Was there any other question that we had here for Norma?
I have more around the house. I could take my
Okay, okay.
computer around.
All right, I'm gonna get off of that. Okay, well, so that was the history part of our presentation here. And I know we have some of the people who are in on that, the beginnings of this in this audience right now. I saw Pat Cermak. And I'm sure there were others here. My memory is about that long though. So, well, this second part of what we want to do is I'm going to talk just a little bit about the status or our legal definition and mission, because we're legal because we have the mission that we have. That's part of the whole thing. So what kind of an organization is ADSOEF legally? Well, you look at our Form 990 PF, which is posted on our website, and it's under official documents. I'm going to refer to that a lot. And that on that, it says we are a 501c3 private foundation. Actually, I think it says private corporation, because we are a corporation. What does that mean? We're tax exempt, and we're a tax exempt organization exclusively for charitable purposes. We are a private foundation, we're not public, and our focus is educational, because there are a number of different charitable reasons that are given by the feds. Education is one of those. So that's where we fit in. We're private, which is often called non-operating, because we started out with that designation from a Margaret Boyd. And because we do not receive over 1/3 of our donations from the general public, or from government. Public charities must receive over 1/3 of their income from the general public. Our revenue comes from our members and chapters, but we can accept donations from others. We're a foundation because we give funds out in the form of grants, scholarships, and fellowships. That's what a foundation is all about, usually. We do not do a charitable service like Goodwill or like food banks. We don't actually physically go out and do things. We rather give money to people to go do things in schools, usually, and so, or with children in schools. And so that is our educational effort. And yeah, so that's active. And the other thing is we are lucky because we have a parent organization, which was ADS and now is OSO, that gave us all of the startup funds to expand the Boyd purposes so that all donations to ADSOEF would be tax deductible. And that's extremely important. We do have strict rules as a 501c3 forbidding unfairly benefiting members. and about lobbying, and also about compliance in filing state and federal reports like the 990 PF. There is also a report called the annual financial statement, which is required, and it's required for us to have that public. And so it is also on our website under official documents. On that, you can read a brief history of how, well, pages 6 through 11 gives information that supports why we are considered an educational charity and why we can support so much good work. Starting out as the A.M. Boyd Foundation, the purpose of that was to award fellowships for overseas. Some of the exact words were, actually the exact words in the purpose were to promote international goodwill and understanding through study, travel, visits in homes, and observation of schools. That's a rather narrow purpose, though. So what happened with the formation of Alpha Delta State Ohio Educational Foundation is we not only expanded all the words, but we expanded what can be done, what we can fund. So now we have quite a broad purpose. Now the mission and purpose are expanded to include funding for charitable purposes related to personal and professional growth of educators and excellence in education. So, in a nutshell, your private, nonprofit 501c3 foundation, incorporated, funded by members, and managed, we are managed by elected member directors. We're defined by our ADSOEF mission to grow and manage funds to distribute to worthy members and non-members. Our officers of the board are elected by the board from our membership. So we're that's how we're connected, of course, to OSO. We are one and the same people. Once you are a member of DKG Ohio, you are a member of ADSOEF. So it's your foundation. Our officers are the chairman, the vice chairman, the secretary, and the treasurer. And all of those people perform the functions that are normally performed by those people in those positions. Are there any questions about this, about the legal status, what we can do, what we can't do? Do we have anything in chat coming up?
Have anything, Kathy?
No? Okay. Okay. You all understand it perfectly.
Yeah.
You're all good with it. All right. Then I do want to say that all director positions carry a lot of responsibility. We have an responsibility of care and of a fiscal responsibility and a responsibility to manage the funds and to make sure we file documents, things like that. But also one of the offices that we have extremely important to this foundation, and that is she acts kind of like a chief financial officer. Your own Dr. Lois Harkins has boldly taken on this position, and she is working hard to do a marvelous job, and she's really doing well at it. Lois, do you want to say anything?
Boldly is the correct term. Thank you.
Oh.
All I can say is it's been a pleasure. I'm continuing to learn. Those on the board have heard me wailing about Quickbooks because in my definition, I have made it from Quickbooks, flow books to dead books. And now we're moving in the right direction to get QuickBooks up and running. In this organization, in this position, you get to meet a number of new people. Tomorrow, I get to go to the US Bank and meet even more new people. And on Friday, I get to go to the Huntington Bank and meet even more people. I can't, they've been extremely pleasant on the phone. And I'm hopeful because I'm taking every scrap of paper with me with those files that we get everything lined up. We can thank COVID for some of the delay, but hopefully by the end of this week, we'll have those ducks in a row, to use Diana Kirkpatrick's statement. Although I can veer that which my mind can do sometimes. And when Diana had said, we're going to get our ducks in a row, there's an old country and western song that the next line is, got my ducks in a row and she shot them. Not anybody, see, keep moving forward. So thank you very much. My email was posted. I respond better through email, but I will respond. Thank you, and I'm appreciating the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Lois. And you all, if you're a chapter representative, you should have received a message from me just a day or two ago that was Lois's address, which is now where any donations should be sent for the foundation. Make sure your treasurer knows the foundation. She sends dues to OSO, and that's Diana Haskell's address. She sends money that's a donation or contribution to ADSOEF, and that's Lois's address. We don't want to get people confused, but we do want the money going the right direction. Okay. So where do we go from here? Oh, so who can tell me how to find, is there a question? I think I heard a squeal, maybe. Who can tell me how to find out more about the foundation? If we weren't here blabbing at you, how would you find out more about it? I'm gonna, okay, Sally, I see your hand.
I would go to the website.
Excellent, very good. Do you know the website address?
ADSOEF.org.
Oh, yay! You are, that's wonderful. You got it. Yay. All right. And how else can
I looked it up today. No.
all right, Jackie, tell us some more, or she can do other things too. If you don't have it memorized, there are other ways to go there. Jackie?
Yes, you can go to the OSO website, and we are underneath the tab there. We are also on Facebook, and that's spelled out on Facebook, so you'll have to actually type that whole entire set of words, Alpha Delta State Ohio Educational Foundation. So we are on Facebook, just like us, and we'll have information there from time to time, as well as the website. Of course, we'll be updating our flyers and brochures, so look for those in the future.
Very good. And the legal stuff, everything is there. Okay. Karyn, do you have something?
Oh, sure. I'm Kern-Lazear, and I'm chair of the Governance Committee. And the Governance Committee has the fun work of reviewing and revising as needed the bylaws, policies, and procedures that govern the foundation. Keeping in the mode of trying to be lighthearted, I did some research concerning puns or anything about bylaws. This is what I found. Bylaws aren't funny. You're not going to find anything. They're kind of dull and boring, but unfortunately, it is something that we need. So just keep that in mind. I'm not real funny right now. So the work of this committee is ongoing and spontaneous in nature. It is ongoing as we continually look at the bylaws and policies to determine if they continue to meet the needs of the foundation. The work becomes spontaneous when we find an issue that cannot be rectified by the bylaws or the procedures of the the policies as they are currently written. And then the governance committee comes up with its suggestions as to how to fix it. This happened last fall with 3 sections of the bylaws, and these were shared with you at the annual meeting. Over the past 4 years, the board of directors has approved bylaws, policies, and procedures for the operation of the foundation. And you can find these bylaws and procedures on the webpage. The bylaws and policies. There's too many P's going on here, people, and what can I say? The procedures, however, are not located there, as they are internal documents that provide specific details and timelines for the directors and committees, such as governance, fundraising, and donor relations, to name a few, that are needed to perform the work. The one policy you will hear about tonight is the gift acceptance policy that was approved in September of 2018. And it outlines gifts that may or may not be accepted by the foundation. Norma will tell you more about this later in the program. As a private 501c3, our funding comes from you, members of OSO, who are automatically members of ADSOEF, and you've heard that many times tonight. The foundation seeks funding from you via direct appeals, as was done last fall, and fundraising events, which Sandy Royer, the fundraising committee chair, will speak about in a few minutes. You can make donations at any time in honor of or in memory of someone, or just because you feel the need to donate. Your donations may be made to the general fund of the foundation, or you can designate a specific fund, such as lifelong learning or the student teaching fund. If there are no questions, I'm going to turn it over to Sandy, who will tell you more about our fundraising activities.
Unmute. Thank you, Karyn. The fundraising committee does have a major responsibility. And as a committee, and everyone on the committee is in attendance tonight, which is exciting, we come up with an idea that hopefully will encourage members to give. And as we determine an appeal, spreading the word and communicating to members is what is most important. And that is why our chapter representatives are essential. Virtually and electronically is a way of letting people know about our appeals, and members may donate to that. Husbands of members may donate, brothers. It doesn't just have to be OSO members. And we try very hard to let members know by having a postcard on the website that you could even fill out and give to a friend if they're asking what type of gift you would like to receive. And how exciting it is to have members see their name come in. Well, I know one in particular that has a brother that's donated in her name, and I think that's really cool. This year I tried to get my son to do it, and for some reason, I guess his money was a little tight because he didn't have one, but he will next year. The other thing I'm talking about here is just ideas. We have to come up with ideas that will spur individuals to want to open their hearts, because our passion is education. It's a pretty easy thing to open our hearts on, but if each individual would give $10, we would have money that would be able to allow us to fund scholarships, fellowships, grants, and the other projects that we would like to give. So brainstorming, the committee of Jane, Barb, Diane, Jackie, myself, we brainstorm a lot. And as I was mowing today, I'm going to tell you that my mind went 1,000,000 miles an hour. And I'm going, why aren't we having a purse auction? Could we do a quarter auction? The committee is talking about a walk-a-thon challenge. Now, don't get too worried. It's not going to happen in a day. But do you think you could come up with a group that could walk across Ohio? I think some of us could. Now, how are we going to get money from that? Well, sponsors, of course. And what about going to your running store and saying, could you give us a donation as an individual would sponsor me? Now, I'm not a great walker, but I can put in quite a few miles in any given time. So that is pretty much the way fundraising works. But our ideas have to go out to our members, and you donors that have given so far are more than just giving us money. We appreciate you for your feedback. So anything you can help, you are in this with us. So, okay, there we go. I think that summarizes fundraising.
Thank you so much, Sandy. That was wonderful. And as you can tell, everyone, we are into the third part of our session this evening, ways to be involved, finding joy in volunteering, the work of this organization, you know. So where are we now? Let's see here. Well, we have a gift acceptance policy that Karyn spoke of and that Norma is going to speak of again. It describes different ways to leave a legacy. Norma, do you have more on that?
I sure do. Thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome.
The gift acceptance policy clearly defines gifts that the foundation can accept, gifts that may need to be reviewed by an attorney, such as something that would cause a conflict of interest, and then gifts that we just absolutely can't accept. And that would be something like something that was outside of the purpose of the foundation, or that could result in an unacceptable consequence for the foundation. If you want a complete list of those, it's in our policy that is posted on the website. The foundation solicits and accepts gifts that are consistent with our mission and that support our programs. Okay, now I'm going to try to share again. Hopefully I'll do it right this time. Oops.
There you go.
And in the words of Robert F. Kennedy, a legacy is the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to contribute in some way to making things better, which is basically a legacy. A number of us are retired, some are still working, but we all want to leave the world a better place than we found it. In other words, we want to leave a legacy. And there are a number of ways to do that for both retirees and active educators. Raise your hand if you volunteer in some way. As a volunteer, I hope that you serve in ways that bring you joy. And I hope that you believe that you are making a difference and that you use all of your special talents, strengths, and skills, and that you know what you are doing matters, and it matters today. I hope you take advantage of small opportunities because they may become big ones. And I hope that you think of service when you volunteer. There are a number of ways to volunteer to help build the future with ADSOEF and leave a legacy. You could serve as a director, and we'll be having an election for several open positions in 2 years. You could serve on any of the committees. All you have to do is let one of the directors know that you're interested. And you've heard about the chapter representatives, and you could do that. That's an important job to help with our communication. You can attend meetings. Thank you. You're doing that tonight, and many of you were at our annual meeting. And by attending meetings, you can do the following too. You can share foundation information with other members. Everyone doesn't read the voice when it comes out or the e-blast, so we need your help in spreading the word. And of course, there's financial support. Oops, sorry about that, folks.
Okay.
I'm still working on it.
Okay.
There. I wanted to go back to the first slide. So again, in the words of Robert F. Kennedy, the purpose of life is to contribute in some way to make things better. You can leave a legacy, and you can do that with the foundation. But before I sign off here, I have one more joke. Now Karen couldn't find any jokes about bylaws, but I could find a joke about a legacy. What was the first thought? Oh, you want me to get out of this? I know. Okay. What was the first thought of the person who created grape jelly? Her thought was, I need to preserve my legacy.
Oh.
I hope you will consider preserving your legacy with ADSOEF. Thank you.
Thank you, Norma. Well, there are many ways to volunteer to build the future with ADSOEF. Become a director, become a committee member, a chapter representative, as well as donating. A few of our committee members have something to say here. Millie, you said you might say something?
Oh, yes.
Oh, good.
I'm Millie Holzer, and I'm the chairman of the Finance Committee. And I really like M&Ms. I like them when you get to eat them, but I also like them because they're music and mathematics. Now, just hang on. I'm lucky enough to work with a finance committee that has Dr. Pam Anderson and Donna Myers and Jane Hauser and Dr. Lois Harkins. And that reminded me when they talked about getting the ducks in a row. There's a song about that, you know, about the 6 little ducks that I once knew. That one, skinny ones, they were 2. But the one little duck with the feathers on her back, that's Dr. Lois Harkins.
Quack, quack, quack.
With her quack, quack, quack. That's good.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Thank you, Millie. And Betty? Betty is our donor relations chairman.
Okay, I'm here now. Yeah, I'm donor relations chair along with Debbie Frazier and Mary Ellen Hall, Pat Cermak, Norma Kirby, Kathleen McClendon. And we basically have one purpose, and that is to thank you. And through that purpose, we hope we're reaching out to you. We hope that, you know, it's just another connection to the society. So we do send out, you know, the IRS letters and also notes for people who have been honored and memorialized. So like I said, we have a purpose. It's a very simple purpose, but it's a very happy purpose. And you all have kept us very busy these last few months. So our purpose is to thank you. So thank you from the Donor Relations Committee.
And thank you again, Betty. How do we decide to distribute your funds? There are some committees that do this too. Marilyn?
You're muted, Marilyn.
There we go.
Yep, I'm unmuted now. Kathy, thank you.
You're welcome.
Our A. Margaret Boyd Fellowship was begun in 1947 as a scholarship and later named to honor the ideals and democracy and to promote cultural and educational exchange of teachers in many countries. This fellowship has been funded through gifts and donations of Ohio State organization members. The fellowship recipients come to us via the Institute of International Education. The recipients are either working toward a master's or doctoral degree. We offer 2 semesters of study with the possibility of an extension for the 2nd year. We offer OSO members a similar fellowship for 1 year of study abroad, as long as the study is affiliated with an accredited university. To date, there have been 56 overseas recipients and 50 OSO members studying abroad. OSO offers grants and scholarships because OSO has to have a scholarship committee according to the bylaws of Delta Kappa Gamma. These members do graduate study, and then there are those that do the student teaching grants and are in the 13 state-supported universities of Ohio. The scholarships and grants for which ADSOEF manages the funds are the Annie Webb Blanton Scholarship, which can be used by any of our members at any university. We have the Florence L. Woodward Scholarship at Kent State University. We offer the Ruth Grimes Scholarship at Miami University and the Margaret L. White Scholarship at The Ohio State University. The money of the last two scholarships is held by the respective university. The money of Blanton and Woodward is held by ADSOEF. The Esther H. Strickland Student Teaching Grant is awarded to a student at any state-supported university during the semester of their student teaching experience. This is to help offset the many costs these young educators encounter during this time. And I might add that you will want to watch our column for various stories of these young student teachers during this past year to share, where they are going to share their student teaching experience with all of you. The money awarded to a recipient of a grant, a scholarship, or a fellowship is always paid to the university. Therefore, OSO Scholarship Committee will always need to be mindful of the ADSOEF fiscal budget. The committee would like to say this to all OSO members. We thank you for your chapter donations, your individual donations. Your donations help us to fulfill purpose number 5 of the Delta Kappa Gamma Society International, which states to endow scholarships to aid outstanding women educators in pursuing graduate study and to grant fellowships to non-member women educators. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marilyn. Chris Snoddy?
Hi, I'm Chris Snoddy, and I am the chairman of the Educational Services Committee. And my committee members are Jane Warner and Karen Dunn, who have been with me on the committee for over a year. And then Mary Burkhart and Melody McGee are newer members that have joined this year. And the Educational Services Committee has the fun job of giving away money in the form of grants and awards. There are 3 areas that we give grants in. One is lifelong learning, which would be, like it sounds, whether you're retired or current teacher, workshops or institutes or road scholars, as in traveling the road and learning something on the travel. All are possible things that could be awarded money for. There's also leadership grants that we award, especially if the workshops you're attending have to do with nonprofit organizations that we really would like to support women becoming leaders in Delta Kappa Gamma, but also in other nonprofits. And so we will award grants for attending those kind of workshops that would expand your knowledge and skill set at leading in nonprofits. And the third area is educational projects. They could be within your classroom or after school or summer programs or programs in the community. And those grants are up to $500 that you can apply for. All these three areas, the applications are on the website and can be applied. You can apply at any time of the year. There's not a certain deadline at any particular time or month of the year. So at any point you could apply for those grants. And we look forward to being able to give away money in the future.
Thank you, Chris. All right. So hopefully, are there any questions? Any more questions? I shouldn't do that. Shouldn't get my hands so close to the screen. But are there any more questions? Are there any that came up in chat that I didn't see? The server must have been down different places. Okay. I don't see any. So hopefully now you know that you are an integral part of an organization that funds excellence in education. We are not stagnant. You are not stagnant. The foundation is ever changing, learning and growing, listening to ideas, listening to what you have to say. So please, if you have something to say about the foundation or to the board of directors, please do that. There's a lot of history that you all have, maybe with ADS or with OSO and with DKG. And you know, we need to know what your thinking is about this. What are your hopes and your dreams for the future of ADSOEF awards? What are your ideas for building up the funds that will make those dreams come true? We want you to tell us about them, and you can tell us, you know, either by giving us a call, look at the website. If you go to the About Us area, go all the way to the bottom of it, there is a place where you can just contact us, and that will get to Eileen and she'll send on a message to me, and then I'll get it to whoever it needs to go to. So if you don't know who to talk to, go there and write your question or your thought out. We welcome those thoughts all the time. Also, go to your chapter representative. They're supposed to be working as a two-way street, you know, between us and you and you and us. So we want to hear from you. So you remember what Norma said about the legacy of leaving the world a better place? We challenge you to create your own foundation legacy and to act on it. I think Karyn has something to say and a toast for us.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. Well, we have shared much information about ADSOEF tonight, its history, mission, governance, scholarship, and legacy. And we all hope that the time you spent with us has been valuable to you. To end tonight, the current board of directors and the newly elected directors want you to join us in a toast to ADSOEF. So let's raise our glasses if you still have some liquids left. All right, so here's to our foundation. May the years to come be fruitful to ADSOEF, which is OSO's legacy to us. And may all of us continue to or begin to work towards this goal in all of the ways described tonight. Here's to ADSOEF. Thank you.
Hear, hear. Thank you.
That's it.
Okay.
Any more jokes?
No.
Okay, thank you everyone for attending. That concludes our program for this evening. And like I said, if you have any other questions, answers, or comments, please get them to us. We welcome them. Thank you, Diana, for hosting this, and good night, everyone.
It's
have-
been a pleasure. Thank you.
I
Thank
have
you.
one thing to say before everybody leaves.
Okay,
Make sure, thank you, ladies. You did an outstanding job, and the comments in chat are just glowing. You want to make sure that you take a look at those.
thank you.
Yes, thank you. If you have not signed in, make sure you do that. Go to chat, type your first and last name and your chapter name so you get credit for being here tonight for attendance. Thursday's session is by Michelle Koenig, and it's Container Gardens for Butterflies and Other Pollinators. There was an e-blast that went out over the weekend. If you've not signed up for that, you'll want to do that. And President Diana, is there anything that you need to pass along?
Nope, you did it all. Thank you.
Oh, well, you're welcome, and thank all of you for being here tonight. We appreciate that. You have a good evening.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.